As the trade war with China heats up, President Trump is urging Americans to stay cool. Good evening, I'm John Dickerson.
I'm Maurice Dubois. The president posted on Truth Social, everything is going to work out well.
Beijing isn't so sure. The communist government warned its people against travel to the United States and put another 84% tariff on American goods.
Mr. Trump saw that tariff and raised his on China from 104% to 125.
And then, in this international and very real game of risk, the president kicked over the board, sending the tokens flying. He announced relief for the rest of the world, delaying reciprocal tariffs for 90 days.
That caused more turmoil in the markets, but touched off a huge rally. The Dow posted its biggest gain in more than 5 years, up nearly 8%.
Ed O'Keefe at the White House begins our coverage. Ed?
Good evening. For the last several days, Trump administration officials insisted there would be no negotiations over the president's tariff plans. But with nearly every economic indicator breaking against his decision, he reversed course. And now the deal-making skills he likes to talk about so much will be put to the test like never before.
You have to have flexibility.
President Trump's decision to dial back his tariff assault on most of the world, except China, came amid volatile stock market losses, a reeling bond market, and the plummeting price of oil, all in the last week.
I thought that people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy.
A sentiment echoed today by the CEOs of Delta and J.P. Morgan Chase.
We're in uncharted, unprecedented uncertainty.
I think it could get worse if we don't make some progress here.
By the afternoon, the president's decision had sent stocks soaring. The Dow jumped more than 2,000 points in 10 minutes.
When were you made aware of
The sudden change in policy came as Democrats grilled his top trade representative on Capitol Hill.
It looks like your boss just pulled the rug out from under you and paused the tariffs, the taxes on the American people. There's no strategy. You just found out 3 seconds ago sitting here. We saw you.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent claims 70 countries had reached out for new deals, allowing the president to pull back. For the next 3 months, most countries continue enduring a 10% tariff on their imports. But China, who retaliated with 84% tariffs this morning, had their penalties spiked to 125%. Mexico and Canada, are they part of the 10%?
Yes.
Okay. Second, given then that you have the rest of the world essentially calling and it's not China, is this now just all about China?
Well, it's about bad actors. China is the most imbalanced economy in the history of the modern world, and they are the biggest source of the U.S. trade problems.
The Treasury Secretary says these complex trade talks will begin with Japan, then Vietnam, South Korea, and India, a move designed to put more pressure on their neighbor, China.
Ed, that post from the president this morning raising a lot of eyebrows. I believe we have it here. We can show it to the people at home, in which he said about 9:30 this morning, this is a great time to buy, referring to apparently to stocks. What's being said about that tonight?
Well, a handful of Democratic senators are raising questions about whether the president or people around him may have been trading or buying or selling stocks based on information knowing what the president was going to do, essentially insider trading. One Democratic senator suggesting that there's just too much opportunity for people around the president to do such things. We asked the White House about the timing of that social media post and the accusations of insider trading. We did not hear back.
Okay, Ed O'Keefe at the White House. Thanks so much.
The global trade war continues, but the real main action now is between the United States and China.
In particular, the balance of trade here. Last year, the United States exported $140 billion worth of goods to the Chinese. The Chinese, however, this is what President Trump's been talking about. They export 3 times as many goods to us.
He's obsessed with that imbalance. What are the goods that come from the United States to China? Soybeans, oil, and gas. And then China sends to the United States products from little cheap toys that are made out of plastic to big things like electronics and computers. And for American companies, this isn't just the big ones. I talked to a candle maker in Minnesota, very small business. Some of her product comes from China, so it's going to hit her bottom line, which she can't afford.
Like a real live arms race right before our eyes here. So the president says he believes China will eventually call to talk about the tariffs.
But that call didn't come today. Anna Coren is in Hong Kong.
The sound you hear from China today is defiance. I don't feel it at the moment. China's current attitude reflects that our country is strong, this woman says. I have confidence in China because it's not the same China as it was before.
China is acting with a sense of defiance that it seems to be confident that it can weather this storm.
Now that this challenge is coming, the Chinese government is saying, well, we are prepared, and therefore they're not going to necessarily give in.
The Chinese Communist Party has spent decades building a superpower, both economically and as part of its national identity. HSBC Bank chief Asia economist Fred Newman says at some point this becomes about who can endure the most economic pain.
If you look at 3-4 years down the road, China could live without access to the US market.
That's because China has prepared for this moment since 2018, after being caught off guard in the first trade war. Since then, it's worked to reduce its reliance on US markets, with exports to the US now just 3% of its economy. President Xi Jinping has also pushed for greater domestic consumption in an effort to pull through this crisis.
China will also suffer, but I truly believe China will not be the first to blink.
But if the relationship continues to worsen, Chinese government advisor Victor Gao fears where this could lead.
If we look into history, normally such maximum trade malpractice and maximum pressure on trade will lead to war.
Anna Coren joins us now from Hong Kong. So, Anna, this is not just about economic tension, but military tension as well here.
Absolutely, and that is very alarming. The key flashpoints, Maurice, Taiwan, that self-governing island that China lays claim to, as sees it as part of its sovereignty. It wants to reunify with Taiwan with force if necessary. Now, previous US administrations have said that it would protect Taiwan. And we only saw those military drills that China staged around the island last week. The other flashpoint being the South China Sea, which once again China lays claim to.
Anna, there's an official line coming out of the Communist Party. What are you hearing in your conversations, though, beneath that with regular people?
Yeah, John, obviously the projection from the government, it's one of defiance and strength, but everyday people are concerned. Youth unemployment is high. Business owners are concerned how this trade war will affect their livelihoods.